stalker just by hearing her in the beginning. And then I went back and I just listened during the momentary pause. And
it was weird.
I literally started you can kind of almost hear it in their voice. And then I was trying to figure out exactly where she hung up the phone. And I think I heard it back on this. Here, I'll play it for you because I'm like, she left because she jumped on initially like she was going to talk to him. Hey, Matt, I'm going to jump on and just wrap up everything with you, and then we'll send those flowers off, okay?
All right.
I do have to let you know one last thing before we do that there was somebody that was hoping that you were going to send the flowers to them that contacted us to see who you would send flowers to. Matt, this is the Mojo in the Morning show. We're a radio show, and we were doing a thing called the War of the Roses. And your girlfriend, Sarah, called us up because she wanted to see who you would send a dozen free roses to. Now, here's where she jumps on and says something to him. And you ended up...
Did you say my girlfriend, Sarah?
Yes. Say hi to Sarah.
No.
Hey, Matt.
I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have...
That was the hang up right there.
Bro said no.
So, she kind of... I'll play it one more time. I'm like, she was still... It looked like she was still on the line at the time. Even just her, hey, Matt's kind of... Say hi to Sarah.
No.
Hey, Matt.
I don't have a girlfriend.
And then click. Yeah. All right.
That's scary, bro.
Very scary.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It truly is.
The conversation we had with him afterwards, I give it to him. He's a great guy because he was cool with us being able to play this because he wanted to bring awareness what's going on, but also asked for the audio himself. It's weird how she keeps getting his numbers, even though he's changed his number, which is not an easy thing to do. You're not this Sarah, are you? Who is this on? It says Sarah on the phone line here. This isn't Sarah. Is this Sarah?
This is Sarah, but not the Sarah.
Okay, good. Man.
How do we know?
That's like one of those things where it's like, I don't know if I even want to call you Sarah, but because people might assume. But what's going on? You want to make a comment on this?
Yeah, my jaw hit the floor with this one. This is the juiciest War of the Roses I've heard in my 10 years of listening, and I just cannot believe this.
Yeah,
this chick is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird that for 5 years she thinks that she's the girlfriend, yet he says that they only had a momentary time with each other.
Do you think that's fully true?
I have to believe that I can believe the guy that doesn't seem like he has anything to lie about, but I don't know. Jordan, what do you think? Hi.
Hi.
Hi, what's going on, Jordan?
I was listening with my mom, and we were talking about how, we think that she knows he changed his hair based off the Instagram.
Okay.
And we also think he needs to get a restraining order.
Nice. Yes. Yeah. So
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You finish your comment, and I'll tell you mine.
I was going to say first time extremely.
That's good. I could have said that. This is Jordan here.
Jordan's on the phone.
Yeah.
Jordan, I was going to say, that's nice that you and your mom listen to us together. That's cool. That's a very flattering.
Shout out to Mama.
Yeah, she's been listening since she was pregnant with me at 16.
Oh, my gosh. Look at that. What's mom's name? We'll shout her out, too.
Jessica.
Jessica's on the phone. Well, thanks for listening. We appreciate you. And I bet you that's the case. I bet you she's still following him somehow with, fake Instagram accounts and stuff. Listen to some of these calls. Oh my gosh. The people that have had stalkers and stuff. Andrea had a stalker. Scary because what would he do, Andrea?
He would sit outside of my house and wait for my husband to leave for work.
Oh, my God.
And then he would call or text me, begging me, saying that if I wouldn't date him, that he was going to harm himself and make it so that I was the one that found him so that I would know it was my fault.
Jeez, who is this guy? Who was he?
He honestly was just a kid I went to school with.
And he knew that you were in a relationship and had a husband?
Yes, very much aware. And he would wait until he left for work and tell me, I just saw him leave. Now's your chance to let me come in and us be together.
Would you call the police?
Absolutely.
Wow. What ended up happening with the situation?
He was contacted by the police and on multiple occasions and told to leave me alone. I did get a restraining order.
Okay.
And all of that. And finally, just one day, the last message I got from him was, this is it, I'm going to do it, and this is all your fault. And honestly, I never heard from him again. I do know that he is married now and all of that, but I have him blocked on absolutely every which way I can.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very scary.
That's awful. Man, as a woman, alone, and you know that your spouse just left. I mean, that would be one of those ones I'd call my husband to come right back and beat his ass if he's sitting out in front of that house. What's up, Lindsay? How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you this morning?
Good. We just had a stalker situation with War of the Roses. You've had a stalker for how many years?
It went on for 7 years, and it wasn't until I had changed my name because I had gotten married that it stopped. I would move houses, and he would find where I was living, and I would get mail. He would find my new phone numbers. I had police reports, and they could never pinpoint, find the guy. I'd met him online, and they could never find him.
That's unbelievable. How do these people keep finding these people? You know?
Unfortunately, the internet makes it not difficult.
Yeah, it's easy to track. Man,
which needs to change, by the way.
Yeah. What was the scariest thing that he would threaten you? That last caller scared the crap out of me.
He never threatened me. He would just say that one day we would be together and he would find me and we would end up together. But I never actually met him in person. I had only met him online, and one time the closest he got, he ended up outside of my window one day.
What?
But the police could never find him.
That's scary.
God.
How did you know he was out?
Yeah,
You looked out the window and just saw him, or he said, look outside?
It was winter, and this is before things got really bad, and we were talking on the phone. He was supposedly from New York, and I live in Michigan. And we were talking on the phone. He started describing what I was wearing. And I got completely freaked out, and they ended up finding footsteps outside my window, but they never could find him.
Wow. Oh, my God. Man, I'm glad you're safe.
So it haunted me for years. I still hate windows.
Yeah, I could see that. I would do that too. Thank you for the call. We appreciate it. Voice Disguise, B, our initial B.
Yes.
Hi. You currently have a stalker. Hi.
I do. I have been dealing with it for a year and a half now.
Do we know who this person is? Is it a man or a woman?
I do. It's a man.
Okay.
Yeah. We never dated. We were just acquaintances through other friends, and we went to an event last year together. Well, he had gotten dropped off at my house so we could drive there together. And that's how we got my address, and my phone number was from the Uber. And I get things sent to my house all the time. I get friend requests from multiple different people, which is him. They're just different names, multiple different platforms. I've blocked hundreds and hundreds of different accounts. And, yeah, he's messaged people that I know. He has showed up on dates.
Oh, my God. How does he know where you are?
Low Jack.
Social media. He makes one, and, I'm friends with that one. And, he'll make 5 million more that I don't know I'm friends with.
Oh, my God.
How did y'all meet?
Until I figure it out, he'll say something, and then I'll block that one.
How did y'all meet?
And he'll say something on the next. I can't really give that away.
Okay.
Without giving away my
I
identity.
understand.
But needless to say, did you, when you first met him, ever think it was going to get to be this crazy?
Oh, my gosh, absolutely not. He was so sweet, so nice, and it was just friends and being acquaintances and networking.
What would be something that you would say right now that you should have known was a sign that this guy was this way?
Ooh, my first intuition and my thoughts and my feeling. I've been in the industry and networking and just dealing with all types of people. I should have went with my intuition.
And your intuition was that there was something wrong with this guy?
There was just something not right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm sorry you're dealing with this. I hope that police and law enforcement can help you out.
Oh, we're working on it.
Okay. All right. Man, that one caller that called up and said he threatened to hurt himself. I hate to say this. It's going to sound bad. Hurt yourself.
No, it ain't.
Hurt yourself and don't bother my ass. You know what I mean? That's just insanity.
I want to talk to a stalker. I want to know what they be thinking.
Do they know that they're a stalker? Like, does that girl, Sarah, know?
No, you're probably right.
Listen to Abby's. Abby's stalker situation actually was because your husband was unfaithful to you?
No, it was before we were together.
Okay, so is somebody...
Like right before we got together.
Okay, so was it a woman that he is...
So it was he was celibate for a few years, and he described her as when you go to a backfield and hit a few balls to get back into the game.
Okay,
understand.
And took this girl out one night for a one-night thing, took her back to the house with the buddies that he lived with. No big deal. 6 months later, we're together, and a girl shows up to their house while he's at my house saying, I have his kid.
And was she pregnant?
In the meantime, yep. Well, she had just had a baby. And in the meantime, like, he had to change his phone number because right after that one night stand, she started talking about how, like, sending him houses for them to be
oh my God.
To move into together. So he's like, nope, not dealing with it. He had to change his phone number like 3 different times, and reached out to his other baby mama to get a hold of her to say, hey, we're gonna be, we're gonna have siblings and we should get together even before he knew about it. She filed police reports on me saying that, like, I harassed her to take to the courts when we were dealing with the child support stuff, so that I couldn't be around when he would go pick up the kid.
And the kid was his? They got a DNA test?
Ended up being his. I went to the house with him. We did like a home DNA test at first, and he's like, my girlfriend's going to come. She's a nurse. I thought she could do it. I get over there. She's half naked.
Oh, God.
She's like, oh, I didn't know you were bringing anybody with you. He's like, well, I told you. So just a lot of shady stuff. We ended up with CPS at our house because she said that I abused the child.
Well, listen.
I have 2 children that she did all that. She would bring CPS to the house for them, too.
I hate that you guys have to deal with it, but unfortunately now with having a child together, you got to deal with it forever, it sounds like. And it goes back to, don't go hitting balls at the park, I guess, or whatever. That, you know what I mean? Like, why was he not using protection, the big dummy?
Yeah. He's like, oh, my pullout game was strong. Nobody.
Yeah. Man, I'm sorry that you have to deal with all this stuff. Has it ever gotten to a point where you ever thought to yourself, I don't know if I can stay with this?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We actually ended up cutting off custody for a little while because she started telling CPS that we were molesting the child.
Oh, jeez, my God. This is crazy. It's deep. All right, well, listen. Have you ever thought about leaving him because of this?
I have, because it puts my children at risk.
Yeah, I could see. Well, Abby, thank you for the call. I'm sorry that you're dealing with it. All these stories are just insane. It's just nuts. A lot of people, by the way, we just so everybody knows, he did get a PPO. So there is a law enforcement involved. Matt is working on keeping her completely away, and we're going to hopefully have an update on this War of the Roses coming very, very soon. We've waited a while for this one to be able to ever get aired. So War of the Roses here on the Mojo in the Morning Show. If you ever think that you're being cheated on, text cheater to 95500.
The home of the second date update. Throwback Throwdown. War of the Roses. This is Mojo in the Morning.